dabbled in all kinds of drugs, ran around with the Rolling Stones in Europe, doing rock star shit, right? But he had a huge impact back when he was doing his thing. And when you listen to some of his stuff, that wasn't traditional country. I mean, you hear it today and you're like, oh, okay, country. But back then he was really pioneering a new sound. And if it wasn't for him, well, I'm sure Emmylou would have made her way, but he found Emmylou, or somebody introduced him to Emmylou Harris, and he approached her and said, hey, I'm working on an album. I love your voice and I'd love you to be a part of it. And the rest is country music history.
Won't you scratch my itch, sweet Annie Ridge, and welcome me back to town? Come out on your porch or step into your parlor, and I'll tell you how it all went down. Out with the truckers and the kickers and the cowboy angels, and a good saloon in every single town. Oh, and I remembered something you once told me, and I'll be damned if it did not come true. 20,000 roads I went down, 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 and they all led me straight back home to you. 'Cause I headed west to grow up with the country, across those prairies with those waves of grain. And I saw my devil, and I saw my deep blue sea, and I thought about a calico bonnet from Cheyenne to Tennessee. We flew straight across that river bridge last night at past 2. Switchman waved his lantern goodbye today as we went rolling through. Billboards and truck stops passed by the Grievous Angel. Now I know just what I have to do. Pick it for me, Jane. Take my money for something that I've never been shown. And I saw my devil, and I saw my deep blue sea, and I thought about a calico bonnet from Cheyenne to Tennessee. The news I could bring, I met up with a king on his head and amphetamine crown. Talked about unbuckling that old Bible belt and light it out for some desert town. Out with the truckers and the kickers and the cowboy angels, and a good saloon in every single town. Oh, but I remembered something you once told me, and I'll be damned if it did not come true. 20,000 roads I went down, 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 and they all led me straight back home to you. 20,000 roads I went down, 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 and they all led me straight back home to you.
incomparable and beautiful voice of Emmylou Harris harmonizing with GP here. What a hauntingly beautiful song. Grievous Angel is the second and final solo studio album by Graham Parsons, compiled from summer of 1973 sessions and released 4 months after his death from a morphine and alcohol overdose in September of 1973. Prominently featuring a young Emmylou Harris, Grievous Angel received great critical acclaim upon its release, but was not very commercially successful. Nobody got it at the time. Nobody was really trying to hear Graham Parsons trying to change the trajectory of country music, trying to change the sound of country music. Obviously, like a lot of things, it was much more appreciated much later on. It really pushed a lot of boundaries, forged a lot of new ground. I love Graham's voice. There's just something about the fact that this dude was on a mission very early on to do something big and lasting in music, and ultimately did it. I just appreciate what he brought to the table, his vision. I thought this was a very, very cool song. Love the sound.
I would be fascinated to know that George Strait was influenced by Graham Parsons.
Tell me more about that.
Listen to George Strait's first album. That's got Graham Parsons written all over it.
Wow.
That's the first time I've heard that. And the first time I've been introduced to Graham Parsons, I hear George Strait being influenced by him.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. If You're Thinking You Want a Stranger, Full Hearted Memory. And that wasn't his first album, but that was one of his first. And I can hear an influence by Graham Parsons.
Interesting. H?
Well, you know what? I have a different take on it, because at the very beginning of the song, there was a certain quality to his voice that I think somehow one of the writers or creators of The Simpsons probably heard a certain quality in his voice. And I'm going to play a quick, it's like a 3-second video that I'm going to bring up that I think probably created the voice of this particular character who says, "Oh no." And here it is.
What? Oh no!
I swear to God, there was a certain sound like, yeah, it just instantly I heard, I was like, oh no.